Greetings to everybody. Today we will start reading from complete works of Chandra, Babaji Maharaj, from volume 6. Before that, we will try to share one small sentence from Kabir Dasji that was thought-provoking. He says, "Seekers, don't be asleep while awake." Seekers, he's calling to all of the beings. And he says, don't be asleep while you are awake. And this statement is worth pondering. Because there is no intensity, no urgency in our waking state. And sleep is part of our waking state. We get up, we sit, we walk, we do our work. Sometimes we do that so mechanically. So what he is implying here is, don't do things mechanically, do things with awareness. Because according to Kabir Dasji, a wakeful state is possible only when our total awareness is centered in the given moment. Our total awareness is centered in this given moment. So that whatever we may be doing, our whole mind, our entire consciousness is present in this moment. And if you observe, this is the quality of the masters. If they are eating, sleeping, drinking, even they are talking to you, they are totally present and there is no rush in that moment. So, according to Kabir Dasji, a wakeful state is possible only when our total awareness is centered in this given moment, so that whatever we may be doing, our whole mind, our entire consciousness is present there. Consciousness becoming one with this present moment is awakening according to him. And consciousness is cut off from the moment we fall asleep. That means when we are doing things mechanically. So we call sleep because we are completely cut off from that moment in sleep. We are in a state of unawareness. So awakening, according to Kabir Dasji, is all about centeredness in the now, this moment, total awareness. And this is what our revered Daaji has been training all of us in, about this centeredness in the now. And he says a person who is awakened does any kind of work with total awareness. That's what I was talking about, our masters. Whatever they do it with total awareness. Their whole consciousness is present while they are doing that work. It may be a simple act of drinking water, drinking tea, or doing accounting. The masters do the task completely. They end the matter then and there. They don't take it forward. There is no regret because they live completely with awareness and centeredness. There is no regret of this moment. And a lot of times ours is regret. Oh, I should have had some water. I should have had some tea. Or I should have said this. Or I shouldn't have said this. We are always either in the past or in the future. And the masters are in this moment completely with awareness while their complete consciousness is present. And that is what a state of remembrance is, constant remembrance is. And those are the beings that are called completely awakened. And in their life, there is a deep silence. They can never finish a task incomplete. Even when death comes, they're ready. Because they have completed everything. Because they live with awareness in this now, with complete centeredness, with complete silence, with their complete consciousness present in this moment. So that is the teaching that I understood from reading that little poem of Kabir Dasji. And today, I want to start this new a book that has been really in release, Complete Works of Chandra, volume 6. And this was released sometime in 2016. Here, Daji writes a small foreword. In the 1940s was also the period where Babuji formulated a deeply profound and innovative scientific research in the field of spirituality that is to be found in his books and is also found in these early letters. At the time, it is possible that the early Abhyasis did not realize just who they had fortuitously associated with. They didn't realize the value of Babuji Maharaj. Even today, very few people worldwide have heard of Babuji of Shahjahanpur and know of his discoveries in the field of spiritual science. For those who are fortunate enough to have a glimpse of the depth of his work, they may often pinch themselves thinking, how could I possibly deserve to be associated with such divinity? As his work is of caliber not even touched by any of the so-called great saints. So Babaji Maharaj is brilliant. I mean, it's unimaginable. The amount of research and what he contributed for humanity, where ordinary people like us are able to perceive, even for a little moment of time, we're able to perceive what they experienced. We may not be able to hold it through the entire day, but at least during meditation, we're able to experience that profoundness of that ultimate divinity because of the method and the transmission. Babuji Maharaj's writings often escape true understanding because of their simplicity and purity. And simplicity and purity are the qualities of divine. So it is only fitting that he wrote it this way. And anyone who has experienced the spiritual journey will know that only simplicity and purity can describe the higher states and the process put in place by nature for our evolution. Yet, as human beings, we often value and revere the complexities of intellectualism. We like to understand, have the knowledge. But Babaji made it so simple. Anybody with no knowledge, no understanding, can simply follow these directions and reach the destination. It's like the modern day GPS. As long as you are driving and you put the GPS on, you can reach your destination. We don't need to know where we are, how we are going, where we need to turn, because it is guiding you. That's how easy he has made it. There is no complexities or intellectualism in Babuji Maharaj's writings because they come straight from the divine source. This is received knowledge or shruti and is beyond anything that philosophers or intellectuals can touch. In fact, in one letter, because these are the letters that Babuji wrote that we're going to read. In fact, in one letter, local well-wishers tell Babuji that his books are not up to the mark and will not be appreciated by the intellectuals of the day. Babuji Maharaj in his humility agrees with them, but both Swami Vivekananda and Lalaji Sahib interject from the brighter world and tell him that his books are unique and beyond anything that could possibly be created by the intellectuals. These letters from the 40s, 50s, and up to 61 are rich in spiritual content, but also hint at Babuji Maharaj's frustration that while he wanted to share everything he had, there were hardly one or two ready to receive it all, as most of his associates were struggling with the basic spiritual practices. That is the struggle of the masters. They want to pour everything into us. They come from beyond time and they have so much to give, but we are not ready. It's almost like some of us parents, we realize, we know to whatever extent we have practiced the meditation, we wish we can share that with our children, but we only share an iota of it because they're not ready. Whatever you say, they misunderstand. They're not ready. So that's the state of humanity. So if we start to practice, then we develop the capacity to understand. While reading this book, you may want to try to first create in your heart the condition of simplicity and purity that will resonate with the words, so that the teachings of Babuji Maharaj may touch the deepest core of your being and thus be an instrument for your evolution. That is why I read this foreword, because of this last paragraph that Daji wrote. Create the condition of simplicity and purity. So let us all make our intention, close our eyes and say, by His will, let there be simplicity and purity in my heart, and let me receive the true essence of His message. The first letter that was received by somebody about meditation from Babaji Maharaj. The regular process followed under the Sahaj Marg Paddhati is meditation on the heart, thinking of the presence of divine light there. It is a simple process, but sometimes due to complexities of thought in individual cases, complications arise which deprive a seeker of the full advantage thereof. For this reason, an endeavor is made to clear some aspects of the process that are commonly misunderstood. We start with meditation, and when we become absorbed in it, we reach the preliminary state of samadhi or concentration. See, so when we are actually absorbed in it, Babaji Maharaj says, you have just begun. It is the beginning. This concentration should not be confused with the type of concentration that requires the exertion of willpower. So in meditation, there is no exertion of willpower. It is all about relaxation. That means letting go of the efforts. That Sage Patanjali said that prayatna stitilikarana or something like that. I don't remember the exact sutra. But he says this, relax your efforts. Only when we relax our efforts in dhyan and let go, this word let go is very powerful, then we arrive at the state of preliminary samadhi. For such a concentration, a seeker need not struggle within himself. It is the natural outcome of meditation when one's being merges into one thought or feeling. When your awareness merges in the presence of the heart with the feeling, it happens naturally. So a seeker must practice meditation in a simple and natural way, keeping away from the idea of concentration. A lot of times people are trying to focus and force themselves and not to have thoughts. The nature of mind is to think, so mind will have thoughts. Meditation, you learn to train the mind where you ignore the thoughts, because thoughts are the dirt of the mind. They're just leaving. They're leaving. Like when you're cleaning, you're not focused. You're seeing the dirt, but you're not focused on the dirt. You're just brushing the dirt out. You are focused on being clean. Meditation implies a sense of thinking over and over again. At the initial steps, it may be with breaks and interruptions, but after some time, it forms a connected link of unconscious thought in the subconscious mind. In the beginning, it may feel like the thought is broken up, but later on, it becomes a continuous thought. It becomes a dhara. This is the true form of meditation. With this view, we must only take up meditation without the least effort to concentrate and go on with it in the simplest way, avoiding all physical and mental strain. So we shouldn't stress the mind. We should be relaxed. And that's why Daji reintroduced this practice of breathing and relaxation. So we actually relax and let go and simply wait. The next mistake, which sometimes baffles a seeker and of which he often complains, is that he's not able to see the light or grasp the exact location of the heart. We don't know exactly where to meditate. I can't see the light. This is our struggle. This is but an error of misunderstanding. It is not actual visualization of the light that is necessary for the purpose, but only a faint idea of it in the form of mere supposition. You just make an intention, a thought, because it is already there. Like I always use this analogy, without the foundation, there is no house. Without the light, there is no existence. Without the divine light, there is no human existence, or the entire existence doesn't exist. So you just need to remind yourself it's there. You know it's there. So it's just a supposition, a faint idea, it's there. Those who hanker after visualization of light mean to put it under a material clock, which must necessarily be the outcome of their imagination. Thus, the thing coming to view, if at all, will be artificial and not real. So you don't like try to see a light or anything. Just have the idea of the light and let go. Moreover, the light is not our goal. We take it up only for a base for our thought to rest upon, because we, as human beings, we need something to, some idea to focus on. So we take the idea of the light because it is the subtlest thing, in order to proceed to the possessor of the real light or glory. So, to arrive at that state of ultimate divinity, you begin with just to rest in the idea of the light. In this way, we mean to proceed from the quality to the substance, from the apparent to the real. So, it is quite immaterial whether we see the light or not. The proper course is therefore to turn one's attention gently towards the heart, very gently. See, all these little nuances, little details are important. So you don't force yourself. That is why the goal is to become very soft. But at the same time, you are strong. Softness. The proper course is therefore to turn one's attention gently towards the heart and suppose the presence of the divine light there. All efforts are to localize the position of the heart or to visualize the light can be avoided. You don't need to like exactly find. You just make my heart is filled with the light and I am resting in it. We don't need to exactly figure out. Even when we are doing point B cleaning, it is just in the beginning to have an idea, you know where it is. You start that. But it is just your intention that you make. Even in the daytime, you can make the intention. These impurities from my point B are leaving from the front of the body and my soul is glowing in brightness. When sometimes lot of too many thoughts and too many negative things are popping up, you just do quick cleaning. So you don't need to exactly locate. You can just make an intention. Awareness during meditation remains only so long as our thought remains in touch with the physical mind. When it goes deeper into the finer layers of consciousness, physical awareness is lost. So there is 3 levels of awareness: physical awareness, mental awareness, causal awareness. So when it goes deeper into the finer layers of consciousness, physical awareness is lost, although silent meditation goes on unconsciously in the subconscious mind. The only thing to be done under such circumstances is to revert gently to the object whenever one feels he has been lost and go into meditation again without the least worry for the previous awareness. So at any given moment, we don't worry about the past, even for our meditation. That's what we began today. The masters are fully present in this now with full awareness. There is no regret. So if your meditation gets disturbed, oh, I had that nice feeling, I lost it. Don't worry. That was the need of the moment at that moment. This is the moment. This moment, something needs to come out. The other error, perhaps the most serious one, relates to the abnormal rush of thoughts during meditation. This is generally most annoying to a seeker, though in fact it is not so if properly dealt with. So when rush of thoughts are happening, it is not bad, but we need to know how to handle it. So that is the training of meditation. Like when people do exercises, it is very difficult, it's very inconvenient, it is hurting the body, you have to stress yourself, but later after effects is you have the strength. So also when, and we need to know how to deal with it. So also when thoughts are leaving, we simply take a deep breath, let go and release them and let them leave. This is the ceaseless flow of thoughts is not confined only to the meditation hours, but it continues every moment. Because thought flow is continuously going outward. It is just during meditation we are in the silence, we are observing it. It is more acutely felt, however, during meditation, because at that time we try to make ourselves empty of all thoughts and ideas. There is a huge store of thoughts lying buried in the deeper layers of consciousness. By the effect of meditation, a void is created in the conscious mind. So the buried thoughts rise up and force their passage into the void, affecting our grosser consciousness to some extent. And this is what we also understood, how from the Chit Lake, the living master diverts the thought flow to the soul, and a part of it is going outward. So our thought is connected to the divinity. The mind being unregulated. The reason why we struggle is we don't have the discipline. We don't have regulated mind. Like, as a person who continues to exercise, they have some discipline, so they continue with persistence. The persistence is the key for success. Even in meditation, thoughts keep coming, you ignore, you keep going inward. The mind being unregulated begins to move in conjunction with them. When the mind is disciplined, it is able to ignore them. When the mind is not disciplined, it just goes on with them, goes on. You just get into the thinking and you just go on thinking. So the process of meditation is to regulate the mind. The mind being unregulated begins to move in conjunction with them, creating all sorts of troubles and disturbances. It is in fact not the rising of thoughts that is annoying to a seeker, but his over attention to them, which brings him into direct conflict. The reaction that thus caused makes thoughts all the more powerful, and trouble is aggravated. It is in fact not the controlling of the mind that is suited to our purpose, but its right molding and the proper regulation of its activities. This can be effected not by the use of a whip, but only by removing grossness through the process of internal cleaning. That is why in the heartfulness method, we have the cleansing system, the cleaning method, and we do give instructions. In a given day, if you only have half an hour, you do your cleaning. You did not do your cleaning and you sit for meditation, do your cleaning for 10 minutes before you do your meditation. Only then you will be able to meditate. This is the only effective way for the transformation of the real being of man. Babaji says cleaning is the only effective way for the transformation. For our spiritual purpose, it is essential to make ourselves free from thoughts as far as possible. This can never be done by means of suppression, but only by throwing out the poison from the mind, which cannot stop the creation of thoughts. The rising of buried thoughts helps to exhaust the store by affecting their vogue, so that in due course the seeker becomes free from them and attains a harmonious state. So, what Babaji Maharaj here is saying, it is good that the thoughts are leaving, because then you don't have to suffer through the karma. So it is not actually bad when we are having so many thoughts. That means so much of our impressions are actually leaving and you are seeing it leave. And there comes a stage when that silence happens, you realize that there is not much left over. Only enough is left over for you to go through this lifetime. And you will realize that you will be surprised at how silent your mind is. So this is what Babaji is saying. The rising of buried thoughts helps to exhaust the store by affecting their vogue, so that in due course the abhyasi becomes free from them and attains a harmonious state. His mind lake, the Chit lake, is thus free from the ripples, and perfect calmness begins to prevail within him. So this is the very first letters that he wrote to somebody about meditation. And tomorrow or next class we will read. These are all short letters, but they talk about real topics that are useful for us. The next one comes as fix the goal. So we will read it in the next class. Let us meditate a short meditation. As we know, Daji just gave sitting and we all experienced it.